Howdy, 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 everybody. This is Teresa and
Brad.
the critters. Take it away, Bradford.
Hi. Teresa and I talked about it, and I approached her with wanting to tell you guys about my trip. I don't know how many of you know. The mom I grew up with is my biological mom, and I was adopted by the Leroy, and I've got a lot of anger issues toward him. And I was in contact with my brother. God, it's been probably about 15 years ago when we first got into contact with him. And one of the things is I had so much pent up anger, as in, why was it okay for my sperm donor to keep my brother and sister, but I wasn't good enough to keep? I had so many questions. There's a lot that happened in my under 12 years of age that I don't remember that, and I think I blocked a lot of that out, but there's a lot of that I don't remember. I would ask questions, and over the course of years, I'd get different answers. So about 6 months ago, Teresa and I was talking with my brother, and it was funny because I made a comment about, well, maybe I should talk to, I will, and we call him Senior. Maybe I should talk to Senior. And my brother, you could hear his jaw hit the ground. I watched Teresa, I saw her jaw hit the ground because they were just so shocked. But what really happened is I didn't realize until I started thinking about was how much the Leroy ostracized me from the family. I mean, I heard him talk about my cousins, and my uncle got married, second marriage, and he had kids with his second wife, and he had been fixed. I almost said neutered. He'd been fixed, so they had to do in vitro fertilization. And the Leroy said, well, they're not really his kids, and that's when I came to realize how he felt about me.
What about what he told people you work with?
Yeah, and then, oh, geez, that was probably, Teresa and I had probably been only married maybe 5, 6, 7 years, and I had a guy come in the store and said, oh, I know your stepdad. And it was like, huh? And then I found out that Leroy had, even though he legally adopted me and everything, and I was supposed to be his real son, he was introducing me as his stepson, which just that hurt so bad, And then putting together all the
cut downs,
all the cut downs, the insults, the abuse over the years, and about just before I told Teresa and Francis that um, I realized that Leroy wasn't a dad, at least to me.
No, and it was affecting all the areas of your life.
Yeah, and it really
affecting how you treat me.
Yeah, it really did a lot of damage, and so I thought I'm an unfairly judging Senior, because I didn't know.
You've been told things different than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I've been told a lot of different stories, so I never knew the truth. And I talked to my mom's sister, and
she's still in Hawaii.
She's still in Hawaii, and she is such an incredible lady.
Mm-hmm.
And she answered. She was
your mom's best friend.
And she was mom's best friend. And she answered a few questions for me, but most of it she didn't know or couldn't remember. And she's probably 75 to 80, so that was a lot of years ago to remember. And then, so kind of moving on with the story so I don't drag this out forever and ever. I did arrange with my brother and sister that we were going to have a three-way call, and I was going to call my brother first, and my sister was going to be over there with him, and then I was going to call Senior. And this was the first time that he and I ever talked, and I kind of wanted my brother and sister there just for emotional support, and I really,
And I was
yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I really, really wanted Teresa there, because this lady is absolutely incredible. I mean, I don't know what I could do. I don't know what I would do without her, and I love being with her and everything, and I really wish she could have made the trip, but we made arrangements for that. We set a plan that I was going to fly to Phoenix, and my brother and I were going to take a road trip from Phoenix to Lone Pine. And so we saved up the extra money, and it was one of those where just Teresa got really sick about 2-3 weeks before, and she was hospitalized and everything. And then the home health care nurse, we had to do IV antibiotics on Teresa, and then the home health care nurse got the orders to pull the PICC line, and Teresa said, "You are going to go," because she did not want me, because calling my dad. My dad is 83 years old, and this might be the only chance I actually got to meet him face to face. So, we made the decision and everything, and I couldn't have done this without Teresa's support. And so it came time for,
It was pretty dicey though, because the night before you left, I
yeah,
discovered I had another infection in the leg,
yeah, that's right,
but I was able to
yeah.
take care of it myself.
And I told her that I would be more than happy to cancel because
Yeah.
she's number
But the
one.
first thing he did was grab up the phone and it's like, "I'm canceling." I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, you're not."
Yeah,
You know.
you know,
So we
and
decided if I got bad, that I would let you know, and then you would fly home early.
yep,
Luckily, that didn't happen.
yep, and so she encouraged me to go. She really, really wanted me to
Tell them
go.
what you do. You're watching me mess with yarn.
Yeah. Oh, Teresa's messing with her yarn. Because I did a trip to California and she bought more yarn.
Yes.
So
They already know that.
yep. But so I had arranged. The plane flew out of Raleigh, which is about an hour and a half away from here to the airport. And so about 3 days before I was supposed to leave, I arranged for a lift, and they were supposed to pick me up at 3 o'clock
in the morning,
and 3:30 they hadn't shown up. 3:45 they hadn't shown up, and they don't have any way you can call. So I sent a text, and they said we're still working on arranging for a ride, and I gave them enough advance warning where they shouldn't have had to worry about doing it till the last minute. And their attitude was like, too bad, so sad.
Mm-hmm.
So I came in and told Teresa what I found out, and she told me to take the Jeep to Raleigh. And it was a good thing we gassed up the Jeep. So I got to Raleigh finally, and
to Raleigh Airport.
RDU, Raleigh
Yeah.
Durham Airport.
Yep.
But and I'm still basically, if you want to call it, a country boy, small town boy, and I get into that much traffic and that many people, and it's just like, oh my gosh. So finally figured out where I needed to go to park and get in and ride the bus back from where I parked, and I walked in. Finally found the American Airlines area, and the line was, well, I found out later that the people in the back of the line had to wait over 2 hours, which if I would have done that, I would have missed my flight. So I asked this one guy, and I hate it when people think they're better than everybody else. And I asked him, and he said, "Well, this is the line for first class only. Your line is over there." And I just let it go. But I went back to the back of the line, and I found out that everybody there was going out of the country. And so this one lady was so nice, and she ran up to find out where I needed to go since I wasn't leaving the country. And people are just so many people are just absolutely wonderful. And it was really really nice. So I went ahead and got in the right line. They helped me check my bag and get my boarding pass and everything. And this is the first time in over 20 years that I've flown. And I love that feeling when you first take off. It feels like
See that? I hate that feeling.
yeah. And it was a direct flight from Raleigh to Phoenix. And I got off the plane, and they had um, they had my rollator right at the top of the tunnel there that you go through. And so they had a lady with a wheelchair push me up to the rollator. And then I somewhere in there, I think I sent you a text that I'd landed. Yeah, and I don't remember for sure. And
I
then
think yeah, you did.
I called my brother, and I found out where they were at. So I started heading down to the checked baggage. And like I said, it really really amazes me at all the people. And so I finally met up with my brother and his wife. And that's another thing that I really need to comment on is he was so amazing because he knew originally how I felt about Dad, and he didn't. He accepted that.
Yeah.
He told me that he just wanted to have a relationship with me, which I thought was so cool. And so we finally met up. We went over to. They drove over to their house, and I ended up taking about a 2 hour nap because I was up for over 30 hours. And I called Teresa at least twice a day, and I missed her so much, you know, because hey, after 33 years, she's the biggest part of my life. And so we kind of hung out in Phoenix, and it was nice. It's the first time I've been to Phoenix since I was 14 years old. So over 45 years, and it's definitely grown. And the thing that's kind of scary is the amount of crime there. And my brother does not go out of the house unarmed. He always has a gun with him, and just the stories. But we drove to Lone Pine, and it was about an 8 hour drive. And originally, my brother told me it was going to be 11 hours, but he didn't say it'd be a lot less because he doesn't drive the speed limit. But yeah, we got to Lone Pine without any major incidents. We had to buck a headwind pretty much the whole way. And when we drove up to Dad's house, I asked Francis if he could record a video of the first meeting, and it was cool because I got to send that to Teresa so she could see, because I really wanted her to be a part of it. But just with the critters, we just couldn't leave
In
them
my health, I couldn't
in
have.
her health.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. And the first meeting, it was kind of he didn't know how I was going to react, and I wasn't sure how he was going to react. But what was absolutely amazing, it was kind of like coming home. I mean, I felt like that was the right place.
You guys are, yeah, you and your brother and your dad are
Yeah,
so much.
yeah, and um, yeah, it just like I said, it felt like coming home. Everybody told me how much he and I look alike. And then I had some old pictures of me on the phone. There's some from when I was like 3 or 4, and there were some when I was 9 or 10, and some when I was a teenager. And every picture I showed, it was either I looked like my dad, I looked like my uncle, or I looked like
Your brother.
my brother.
Yep.
So the family resemblance.
Tell me how incredible it was, how much you and your brother are alike, though. Because you really got to spend a lot more time one on one with him.
Yeah, and that is something that I have dreamed of for a lot of years.
And that's why I wanted you. Part of the reason I wanted you to take the trip by yourself.
Yeah, and that's what I've dreamed about for years and years since I have been in contact with my brother and my sister. Is I wanted to spend some one-on-one time. I wanted to get to know him. We grew up almost 2,000 miles apart, and I am 3 years older than him. But what's really, really amazing is how much we're alike. I mean, the first time Teresa saw him years ago, she said that the two of us walk alike.
Yep.
But we have.
You carry your shoulders alike.
Yep, we carry our shoulders alike. We have pretty much the same taste in music, same taste in cars.
Same sense of humor.
Same sense of humor.
Which is scary.
Yeah, we're both kind of practical jokers, and I think if we would have grown up together, I think we would have gotten in so much deep caca.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because I noticed on this trip that we feed off each other, but I can't imagine having a better brother than him. He is absolutely amazing, and we had a really good time. My brother showed me around Lone Pine, and showed me the school, showed me some of the places where he lived. We got to go up to Manzanar, which was basically a concentration camp for Japanese Americans during World War II. And I had been to Heart Mountain in Wyoming, and Heart Mountain was just, I don't know how they survived it, because with the cold temperatures up there, it had to have been absolutely brutal. But it was neat driving through Manzanar, and then my brother wanted to show me some of the hills that, well, I shouldn't say hills, mountains.
Now your dad was with you.
Yeah, and my dad wanted to go with us, and so he was riding in the back, and I shot a couple videos of some of the hill climbs from inside the Jeep, and I sent them to Teresa, and she loves that kind of stuff, and I wanted so badly.
Tell them what your dad said on that one video, though.
I don't remember exactly what I said.
You hadn't cussed.
And I hadn't cussed, and Dad informed me that I really needed to watch my language.
Now watch your language.
Yeah. And but
typical Dad.
Yeah, but we had such a blast, and it was so neat to hang with those two,
and to be accepted.
And to be accepted, and that was something I told Teresa, because the second night I was there, they had a catered dinner, and my dad's little sister, she's my aunt, she was there, and Dad's second wife, she is such a neat lady. She is just a goofball. But there was about 15 of us there, and I felt like I didn't feel like that I was a stranger looking in on the outside. And when we had family dinners growing up, and of course the marriage, me and Teresa being married, we would go to.
That's the only time you've been married.
Yeah. We would go down to Teresa's parents' house, and it just reminded me of a fashion show. Look at me, look what I have, look what I bought. And then, it was like when we had holiday dinners on the Heidi side of the family. It was, oh, we're not coming to your house if you're not going to serve alcohol. And it was just, this dinner at my dad's house. It was so amazingly relaxing, and I felt so accepted by everybody. I didn't feel like anybody judged me at all, and I have to use a rollator, and everybody just bent over backwards to um, to make me feel part of the group, and it was just I've never felt that before, and it was just absolutely amazing. And there's something else. Oh, um, one of the things
Did you look at
is
your notebook at all?
oh heck no. Okay, my notebook. Yeah, okay. I've already talked about everything on there. Um, uh, I have I have always loved rocks ever since I was a little kid, and I've got a rock tumbler, and I've made some jewelry. I've cut, I've tumbled rocks and then made necklaces and stuff out of them. And I think I made Teresa a pair of turquoise earrings, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I got and Dad wanted to take me through his shop, and his rock shop, and his shop is almost as big as our whole trailer here, and he kept trying to, well, here, you need to take this home with you. You need to take that, and I had to remind him that my suitcase had a 50-pound weight limit, that it wasn't going to fit. But he gave me some very very cool rocks, and he showed me how he polishes the rocks, how he cuts them, and everything, and it was just it was so neat spending time with a father figure and not feeling like he was mocking me, making fun of
Mm-hmm.
me, that I was totally accepted.
Mm-hmm.
And did we ever do?
And he wanted to go with you.
And yeah, he wanted to go with,
You
and
didn't have to beg.
that's what was cool because my little brother and I, he was wanting to show me the mountains um, behind Lone Pine, and where he did a lot of hanging when he was a kid, and Dad wanted to go with us, and we were sitting around the house for a little bit, and he fell asleep. And I asked my brother, "Well, do we want to wake him up or just go?" And my brother said, "Nope, let's just go." And so we both got up really quietly, and as soon as we both started moving, then Dad's eyes came springing open. And what are you guys doing? And
Is that what he said?
yeah, says I said, here, my brother said, well, we're going to go up to, I don't know why I can't remember the name of the mountain, but he said, we're going to the mountains, and he said, we're just going to let you sleep. Nope, I want to go. Okay. And that was something that, like Teresa said, I wasn't used to because, I was always dismissed growing up. And
And as an adult.
and as an adult, and
Yeah.
we just had an amazing time. And I shot some videos and sent them to Teresa, because I wanted her to feel as much a part of this as possible. And fortunately, her leg, uh, she was taking care of it better than they did at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, her leg healed, and because I was ready to make a trip back as fast as possible if she needed help. And um, so after 3 days, we made a trip back to Lone Pine, and it was pretty uneventful except for heavy traffic. And we did have a semi. The We were in the left lane, and we were right next to his semi, and his one of his back tires blew out on the right side. And I mean, there was metal and shrapnel come flying off that tire, so I was really glad we weren't behind him. And my brother had his dash cam, and he recorded that. And right at the end, what was it I said? Yeah, I uttered a little thing of profanity, and because it scared the caca right out of me. And Teresa had to give me a little grief about that, but we got home and we hung out in Phoenix, and it was just absolutely amazing, and it was hard saying goodbye, but I was ready to come home. You know, it I missed Teresa, I missed the dogs, I missed even the shady cat, and um, they dropped me off at the airport, and few hours before my flight was supposed to leave, I got a notification that the flight was postponed by 2 hours, and I ended up getting 10 different texts about postponement, about we're changing this, changing that, and finally they booked me on another flight, and I still left at the same time I was originally supposed to. And you're supposed to put your phones on airplane mode, and I did. And so when I landed in Charlotte, I had like three or four texts about more postponements, and my when I left Phoenix, I thought I was supposed to get on my flight that left at 7:20, and then one of the texts that I got said that it didn't leave till 11 o'clock. So I ended up hanging around the airport for 4 hours basically, and talked with Teresa quite a bit. And I was just, like I said, I was just so ready to come home. And then took forever to find my luggage. And I just had the rollator and a suitcase, but it took forever to find that. And I got on one of the buses that takes you out to the parking area, and pretty much everybody but the one TSA agent was just incredible and helped so much. And once we got in the air, the flight was pretty uneventful. And uh, in Charlotte, it was I hung on Charlotte for quite a while, and the flight home from Charlotte to Raleigh was pretty much uneventful. And it took me when I got to Raleigh. That's when it took me forever to find my luggage, and finally found my luggage, and it ended up I was ending up about 3 hours later than I wanted to be because jumping through all the hoops and everything. And then I got home, and I see this beautiful lady sitting out on the front porch, and we went out and we grabbed some lunch, and it was so neat, so neat, just holding her in my arms and everything. But this is my dad is already bringing up things that he wants to do when next time I come out there, and my brother was bringing up places he wanted to show me next time. So it was just, it was so amazing for me to feel so accepted. So hey, Teresa,
What?
is there anything else
What?
that?
I mean, sorry. I fell asleep. Sorry.
So is there
Wow.
anything else you had to say?
No,
Okay,
I got nothing.
she got nothing.
I just got the loom on my head, and I just.
Yeah, she's wearing her loom as a hat.
Mhm.
So, but that was all I had to say. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments, and I'll be more than glad to answer them. So, it's all you, Teresa. Oh, come on, pull it around and show them.
Wait, I gotta. So anyway, there's the big and the small and the real and everything of Brad's trip, and it gave him some clarity on, overall picture of how having a father who was abusive affected his whole life. And it does, and I know so many of us know that too, that I had a very abusive mother, and it does really shape and mold and positive and negative ways. And but it was important to me that Brad took this trip by himself. I know he says he would like me to have come, but he needed to do this, and I wanted him to spend time alone also with his brother and stuff. And we're hoping next year I go with that we will board the dogs and the cat, and we will probably take a train out there.
That would be cool.
It'll take like 4 days one way, but that would be much cheaper. And you know, we haven't checked out the prices yet, but that's probably what we'll do. Um, you know,
I would love that.
and I mean, the lovely thing about that is if you get your own private car, they have some that are for disabled people, so you can bring a wheelchair or a rollator. Has room for that. It's got a large picture window. It has a couch that folds out into a bed, and then there's an upper one too. Um, we'd have to see about that because neither one of us probably could climb on that upper one. But it has its own bathroom, so that's really important. So you just kind of hang out there and watch the beautiful scenery, and so I think that would be the way to go.
Yeah, I do too.
I would like a chance to get to meet his dad and stuff. I told him I don't want there to be a lot of people there because I have social anxiety and I don't like crowds and stuff if it can be helped. But while he was gone, yes, I ordered yarn. You guys saw I'd ordered some from Hirschner before he left. Then I ordered another big order because I got to show you guys this yarn, and I don't remember. It's Hirschner, but it's like a crushed velvet, you guys. And I use it on the brims of the hats, and it's just wonderful. And then that red heart, I think let's see, the red heart roll with it tweed. This stuff is wonderful, you guys. And this was like $3.99, a great big. I think this is the 7 ounce. Would have to check. Oh, it's a 5.5 ounce, but this is lovely. I really love how it is. So yeah, I did crafts and I did some cleaning. I mean, you walked in the house and it was really clean, huh?
Yes, it was.
And then we've taken the last few days off. Sunday. Okay, let's talk about one thing you didn't talk about is the delays with the flight home. Did you talk about that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh Lord. So when he finally got home, I hadn't been out of the house in 9 days. I had been alone. You guys know I did. You guys got more videos from me. So we went, we were going to go to eat, but it was Sunday. Sunday and so busy. Not even funny. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this one so I can upload this one, and then I'll do just a normal one here in just a second. So guys, hang on. All right. Talk to you in a minute.